From the moment we are born, our brains act like sponges, absorbing information through the senses. We learn to trust what we see, hear, and touch, cementing our belief in the physical world because of its tangible consequences, like the simple fact that if we jump off a cliff, gravity pulls us down. But this trust encounters a problem every night. In our dreams, our minds construct environments that feel indistinguishable from waking life. We converse, solve problems, and experience terror with the same vividness we feel right now. These illusions trigger real-world physical reactions. You might dream of falling and find yourself jerking awake, or endure an imaginary injury in sleep, only to find your arm has fallen numb in the waking world. If a sleeping mind can be fully convinced of a fabricated reality, sensory data alone fails to prove our waking world is an absolute truth. This vulnerability is why ancient prophets and philosophers have argued for millennia that our waking experience is a mere imperfect projection of a higher realm. The Greek philosopher Plato captured this through a famous allegory that described human existence as a lifelong prison. He imagined a cave where prisoners are chained from birth, forced to stare at a blank wall. Behind them burns a fire, and as shapes pass in front of the flames, shadows are cast onto the wall. Having never known anything else, the prisoners accept these moving shadows as the entirety of existence. One prisoner eventually manages to escape. He climbs past the fire and out into the blinding light of the surface, realizing that the dark, flat world he spent his life staring at was a constructed show. When he returns to the cave to free the others, his accounts of a vibrant, true reality sound like madness. The chained prisoners reject his truth, preferring the safety of their familiar illusions. Plato was speaking directly to us. Mankind represents those prisoners, and the vast physical universe we invest in is simply the flat wall of the cave. Ancient thinkers bridged the gap between Plato's metaphor and physical reality by observing the recurring patterns of nature. They saw that the moss on a stone functions like the carpet in a room, and the hair on our heads mirrors the grass on the earth. These parallels suggest we aren't just observers of the universe, but nested components of a larger, living anatomy. This leads to a cosmological claim found in hidden narrations. The observable universe, from the furthest star to the edge of space, exists inside a single microscopic cell. Pulling back further reveals that this universe-containing cell is one of trillions resting on the organic surface of a cosmic mosquito, an entity living in a reality vastly larger than ours. The pattern repeats infinitely downward. Every living cell inside your own body contains its own nested universe, populated by entities completely unaware of the larger creature they inhabit. Esoteric religious traditions and ancient scholars have hidden this fractal cosmology in their texts for centuries, noting that the whole physical world and everything in it is not worth the wing of a mosquito. Human existence occupies a single microscopic layer inside an infinite stack of simulated realities, stretching endlessly inwards and outwards. If our universe is a lower fractal copy, we must look to who programmed the layer we occupy. Gnostic texts identify an entity known as Azazel, an architect who gazed into the eternal, perfect kingdoms of the higher realms and attempted to construct a replica in the material plane. Because the architect himself is an imperfect being, his creation is flawed. He built a universe governed by rot and decay, resulting in a perishable counterfeit of the higher realms. From the perspective of this architect, our universe functions like a multiplayer virtual reality program. Bizarre psychological phenomena, like shared false memories or deep feelings of déjà vu, serve as systemic glitches. They occur when multiple consciousnesses log into the same dream environment and interact with code that occasionally misfires. The mechanics of this simulation contain a more unsettling detail. Not every human you encounter is actually a player. The system is populated by empty physical avatars, background characters that mimic human routines and hold conversations, yet possess no external soul or higher consciousness piloting them. These entities are lines of localized code. They flesh out the environment, but because they were never truly alive, they simply cease to exist upon death. Within the logic of the simulation, biological death marks the moment a consciousness disconnects from the physical avatar and wakes from the cosmic dream. While still inside the matrix, individuals who reach the conviction that the physical world is a false illusion become akin to lucid dreamers, gaining the ability to bend the local code. Ancient accounts of Jesus walking on water describe a man manipulating the code of his environment through the knowledge that the liquid beneath his feet lacked physical substance. The system contains a terminal paradox. Reaching the total conviction that reality is a dream triggers an immediate exit. Knowing you are in a dream forces you to wake up. The moment that realization takes hold, the physical avatar dies in this realm as the consciousness snaps back to its origin. This physical universe is a temporary, decaying game. Our task is to stop investing in the shadows on the cave wall and prepare for the reality waiting for us the moment we finally open our eyes.